for all joining this Show Me How session. We've got a really exciting session today. We have Sharmin. She has previously done a session on mandalas, and today she'll be showing us how to create some Zentangle. So without further ado, Sharmin, over to you.
Welcome and thank you so much. And I'm very excited to introduce this art to you all. Okay, let me introduce this art to you. This is called Zentangle Art. Anyone wondering why it's called Zentangle? If you want any thoughts coming to your mind, if you want to share, why is it called Zentangle? Okay, cool. Right. Okay. So let me show you some examples, and then we might want to brainstorm on why it's called Zentangle. Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples of a Zentangle art, how it looks. So Zentangle art, some of it looks basically like this. This is a very simple heart, and then I've divided it into different sections, and I have put different designs in this beautiful heart. It could be anything. Basically, Zentangle could be anything. These are called patterns. And in each section, we keep repeating the patterns. And that's why it's called Zentangle. And like you can see, it could be something like this. You can write a message in the center in bubble writing or in, any block writing that you like. Divide the rest of the paper into different sections and create different patterns in each section. Now, generally, there are Zentangle coloring books, mandala coloring books, and this is very similar to mandala, but it's just free flowing. Like there are no rules in this, no circular patterns to be followed. They can be colorful as well. So once you create the patterns, you can color in with your sketch pens, Sharpies, color pens, gel pens, color pencils, whatever you feel like. So I did this autumn leaf. It could be something as simple as this. Whatever pattern you feel like, you can create tangles and designs in this. Let me show you. This one I created. I just put an S for Sharmin. I just wrote S, and then I divided the whole page into different sections, and I put different designs. Now this art is very relaxing. It is very calming. It is really a de-stress, and anyone, like from kids to anyone can do this. Anyone can enjoy this art. There is something like this that you can do. You can write a message that connects with you in the center, and like it's there, be kind to you. And then you divide the rest of the paper into different sections, and then we put different patterns. Now these patterns could be anything like dots, triangles, curves, lines, whatever you feel that comes to your mind right now. So it could be something like this. There could be swirls, you can put nice hearts, there could be flowers, there could be curves, anything. You could put stars, snowflakes, whatever you feel like. So that is all about Zentangle. It's not necessary that this art has to be black and white. They could be colorful. You can create it like I created this black and white. And then, if you just want to practice little mindfulness, you can sit and color this. But I like it this way. I don't like to color much, but and you don't need to create this art with black. Okay, you can use any of your colorful sketch pens also to create this art. Any sketch pens, any color pencils would do, any Sharpies that you have, anything. If you want to make it colorful, it's up to you. And okay, let me just tell you a little bit of history about the origin of Zentangle art. So Zentangle art is American style of art. It was created in America. The exact dates are not known, but it was created by a couple who their names was Rick and Maria. And Rick was a monk and Maria was an artist. So Maria used to practice a lot of art, and She used to do a lot of lettering, calligraphy, and things like that. And one day, while Maria was sitting and doing her lettering, she got so involved with her lettering thing that she started creating patterns in the letters. And then Rick came and asked her, "How do you feel about this?" So she said, "I feel very calm. I feel very peaceful." And so that's how the name came, Zentangle, because Rick was a monk, and Zen is literally the state of mind. So at that time, Maria was feeling really peaceful and calm. So, and tangles are like patterns we create. So that's how Zentangle Art came into being. So these were the two people, and lots of people connected with this art, and then this art got its name. Okay, so let's not waste time. I have shown you some examples. You are free to, you can make a heart, you can divide it into sections and do it. What I choose today to do it together is we can try to do we can try to do we can try to make our own letter, our name initial, and then we will create patterns around it. If that sounds good, then you can. And if you don't, if you think that is too difficult for you, trust me, you can get in any shape. You can just simply, if you want to write something like this, love or peace in the middle, divide the page into different sections, you can do that. If you want, you can draw a simple design, simple heart, or anything very simple, and then divide it into sections and do it. So if you want to follow what I'm doing, then let's get started. So basically, I think let's create an initial. And if you know bubble writing or if you know block writing, you can do it that way. If you don't know, you can follow me. We start generally, I'll tell you more about this art as we proceed. Generally, what we do is we just make a frame for our letter. So suppose this is letter S. I'll make this frame. It need not be straight. You can do it with your free hand. You can do it with your pencil, any pen that you have, and you create a frame for your artwork. Okay. So just let's create a frame. So that's the best part. It need not be, you don't have to worry about if it's straight, if it's not okay, it's fine. Okay. I'll tell you a little bit about lettering to create bubble writing, or for all those who don't know. So suppose if you are writing a letter K. So what we'll do is we'll write a big letter in the center. Okay, we have to write a big letter. That's what we are going to do. So suppose if you want to write K. So write a letter K, big letter K. Suppose if your name is Kamil or any initial that you choose. If you know bubble writing, you write a capital letter K and we create a bubble around it like this. Okay, create a bubble around your letter. We have to create this letter big. Don't make it too small. Let's do it a little bit bigger. So I have decided to do letter A. Okay. So I want to do it for, I want to choose Allah because I've already done S. So I want to do A for Allah. And so I'm just writing A. Letter A first. And I'm creating a block outside. Okay, you just have to create a block or a bubble outside. Keep it thick, don't make it too thin. because we have to put designs inside. At any time, if you want to turn on your camera, show me, or have any question, please feel free to do that. Okay. So maybe I'll just design a little bit. You can draw your own initial. You can write your own initial. And like I told you, if you don't want to do this, there are many things to do. Something like this, something like this. It will be very good to see what everyone comes up with. Oh, that's wonderful, Noreen. So good. I already love that. Okay, so I'm doing this A and I'll put a triangle here in between. If you want me to wait, if you want me to slow down, please do tell me. You can write your own initial. It's very easy. Just write the letter. Suppose it is M. So write that letter and create a bubble. You just have to create a bubble. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, after that, shall we proceed? You can use virtual thumbs up if you don't want to open your screen. Okay. Now what we'll do is, okay, great. I see some thumbs ups already. Great. Okay, super. Ariane, that looks really nice. Good. Now what we'll do is we'll take our black sketch pen, or you can use any Sharpie, any color pen, whichever you want. We are just going to trace the outside bubble that we have created, okay? Not the original letter, but the outside bubble. So just trace that bubble or block writing that you have created. I just created some style. So just trace the bubble that you have created. Not the inside letter, okay? The outside bubble that you have created. And then what you do is this little triangle for letter A, I'm tracing this little triangle inside, okay? So if you have something like, R and you create a bubble, so you put a small d inside. Okay. If you have something like letter D, then you can create a small d inside. If your name starts with O, then you can put a small o inside. If it's P, then small d inside. So that's bubble. That's bubble that you can create. If it's letter S, okay, there's a request for letter S. So you write S and you create a bubble around it. Okay. Or you can simply, for S, you can also do something like this. But then the symmetry will be lost, but you can just erase and do it. So you just have to think about creating bubble. Okay. So after this step, erase the pencil mark that is inside. The original letter that you wrote, erase that and erase all the pencil marks on your so erase the original letter that you had written, okay? Somebody's asking me to show letter Z. Okay. So letter Z, you write big letter Z. Okay, and then you create a bubble. Just create a bubble around it. You can make it like this also, like a block, or you can make it like a bubble. You create a bubble. Remember, you have to erase this original letter, original Z that you have written. So I erase the original A that I have written. I'm going to use 3 pens and I'm going to keep it black and white. You feel free to use your colorful pens, whichever pens you have, you know, even if you have normal gel pens or whatever you can use. This is like my thick marker. So I'm using three kinds of pens. This is my Sharpie and this is my fine tip. Okay. But it's not really about pens. You can do it with any pen. Okay. So if we are ready to proceed, if you want to show me your bubble writing, you want to show me your letters, you can show me. Aryan, that's quite nice. Well done. Alena, superb. Wow. That's so good. Aryan, that's very nice. Okay, super. Okay, some of you, I see the letters are quite not thick, they are quite thin. So what we can do is, you can divide the outer sections and you can start putting designs, okay? All those whose letters are a little bit thicker, you can divide this into different sections. Now this could be completely random, okay? So you just take your pen, divide it the way you want to divide into different sections. It could be, you know, it could be like this straight line, like this horizontal line, slanting line. Whichever way you want to divide, you can divide. Aryan, I think your lettering is a little bit thinner. So for them, what you can do is you can leave the lettering, you can leave the letter, and you can divide rest of your page into different sections, like this. You can put a curve, you can put a wave. Just divide the rest of your paper into different sections. Now I'm going to show you the designs again. So we can start, if you are confident children, you can start with your pencil. Sorry, if you're not confident, do the patterns with pencil, but I suggest do it with any color pens, okay, or your black pen. Do it directly, because doing it with pencil and then doing it with a pen, it would be a little bit taxing. So just get started. You have to put different designs in different sections. You can put any designs, you can put any bubbles, curves, dots, waves, anything that you really like, triangles. You can make some of them thicker like this. If you plan to keep it black and white, you can put checks, you can put something like this. For little children, 7-year-olds or little ones, if you have joined, you can put, you know, hearts, you can put clouds, you can put what is this? Sorry, rectangles, squares, triangles, flowers, whatever you feel like. So I'm just starting, and I'll start it very simple. Okay, what I'm doing is, in this section here, I'm just creating slanting lines. If you want, you can use rulers. So this section, everything will be slanting line. Probably I'll leave this triangle. All those who can't do it in the letter, because if your letter is too thin, do it in the outer sections. Focus on each stroke that you are making and think of all the patterns that come to your mind. At any time you feel stuck or you need some ideas, please unmute and tell me or put that in chat box and I will help you. And really, you don't need to think about the patterns, whatever comes to your mind. So like I'm just thinking to double it up, make it a little bit darker. Design each section, repeat the pattern. With Zentangle, let your mind untangle. So just create these tangles, stay focused. And anywhere you feel like adding colors, you can. Use any dots, swirls, lines, any shapes. Try to keep them like closer to each other, not too far. Maybe I'll just double this up. Don't be scared, just do it. It will turn out really nice. That's the best part about this art. You don't have to worry about the end result. It's gonna look good. So maybe in this smaller section, I can add some big and small bubbles or dots. Yeah, have a look at this heart. Okay, so you can do some circles and circles inside, and some swirls, some checks. If you want to do bubbles like this, they look really nice. And then some hearts.
Can you see mine?
See, you can do something very simple as this. Small lines, triangles. And let me show you something else. So you can do like, these bobbles. And I would say focus on each little thing there. So maybe some of the sections you can just color in. Does anyone feel this is like same as doodle art? This looks like doodle art. Does anyone feel that? There's a slight difference between doodling and Zentangle. So when you do doodling, doodling is something like when you are just sitting and not thinking much, and you do something on your corners of your book. You do it without focusing much on what you're creating. Over here, you focus and you create. This is more mindful. And this needs more of your attention. Try to think of different patterns. And try that each section looks really different from the other. Anyone wants more ideas? Here are more ideas. I really like adding these swirls. Something like this section. Yeah, Parisa, that looks really nice. Very nice. Probably if you want to thicken your outline of the letter, that will look really nice. So just make it a little bit thick. You can trace it over.
Can I use a different pen for that?
Oh yeah, you can. Yes, yes, absolutely. And probably I just add some triangles. If you keep the patterns really close to each other, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. Don't think of finishing this art like quickly. Take time and do it. You can create some bubbles if you want. And the best part about this art is there is nothing right, nothing wrong. Everything is right and everything is going to look really nice. So you must have seen the coloring books, mandala coloring books, mindfulness coloring books. So what they do is they give you these patterns and then they ask you to color it. This is how you learn to create, and then maybe later on you can color it. Maybe simple waves you can create. For the older kids and for the adults who have joined, you can also do journaling with this. So when you have divided the section, you can write in each section what thoughts or what messages come to your mind. So that ways you can give it a, make it more unique and nice. I just thought I'll color in between here. So not everywhere, just the little triangle, I thought I'll color it. So if you don't want to color everything, you can add color somewhere. Nice. Okay, I'm starting to work on the background now. So I'm just dividing the background in the sections again. And we will put different patterns. You can divide the background in the number of sections you want. The number of sections is not fixed. So you can just divide it the way you would like to. And again, we do the same thing. We put different patterns in the background. Or if you don't want to put a lot of patterns, you can just color in. So I just got an idea. What I'll do is I'm doubling up the lines of the patterns like this. And I'm thinking to put colors in this double ups, and in between I'll put some patterns. That's what I'm thinking to do. So be creative, do what you feel like. Okay, so all these, I'm just going to add different colors. You can use different colors for that. I'm just giving you ideas. If you don't want to do this doubling up, you can color with your black pen also, or don't do doubling, that's fine too. I just thought to make it look a little bit different. You can do something like this. If you don't want to do it, it's completely fine. So all these little sections I'm just coloring in. If you want to leave it black and white, it's up to you. You know, you can, whenever you are sitting, you just put on some music, do this art, and don't think about anything. Just involve yourself in this art. It's very relaxing. And then probably you can start putting your patterns. If you want to write some messages in this section, you can write messages. Try to keep the patterns very close to each other, not too much gap. And not too close to, otherwise it will all look jumbled up. Put some hearts, put some stars, easy patterns, lines, zigzags. If you're running out of ideas, give me a shout. I'll show you some designs.
I'm running out of ideas.
Okay, cool. Let me show you some. So here you go. Some swirls to add up. Something like this. Some checks. Checks really looks good. I like these bubbles also. So what you do a circle, put a line, and the rest of the area you can color in. And let me show you more stuff. So something as simple as creating curves, zigzags, something like flowers, swirls. Let me show you this one. This one, like I created the checks and then I didn't color any section, so it looks different. Or these waves, I tried to do fish on them. So I did waves and I did some fish on them with dots to represent water. This is a very unique art where you can use anything and just, you can put sun, you can put swirls, lots of things you can do with that. Let me show you the colorful ones. The simple lines, something like this. Okay. There are more designs here. You can do raindrops and you can alternately color the drops. You can write messages like this in different sections. Something like snowy kind of thing, or letter V. Or the circles very close to each other. On on this one, I tried to do butterflies, like on the lines, created some butterflies. And then over here, doing the triangles, and alternately you can color them. If you simply want to color the sections, you can also do that. If color appeals you more, you can simply color the sections. That also you can do. See, something as simple as this, like a smile, you can create smileys in different sections. That will look really nice with different expressions. I like the clouds also, they look really nice. And you know, you don't need to do this art in one go. You can take your time, revisit your art, come back and do it for some time and then leave it. Do one section, do the others later. Whenever you want to have a calm space or calm time, you can do this. Do it while you're watching TV or you are really stressed. Also, there is one more idea. You can make any shape. Like if you want, you can make a shape of an elephant or a bird or any shape that appeals to you. And then inside, you can again divide them into sections and just create the patterns. Then when you get time, you can color them. So lots of things could be done.
Can I use colors? Can I use colored pencils in the letter, like the sections?
Yes. You can even use your brush pens to create something if you have brush pens. That's also fine. I'll just keep this on for you guys to get some idea. So let's try to finish as much as we can and use Zentangle to, make a landscape or something like that. You can make Eiffel Tower, you can make Big Ben, draw it, divide it into sections and put different patterns. Whatever you feel like you can do. You can draw your mummy and daddy, you can draw figures and then you don't need to do eyes and legs and anything. You can just divide them into sections and you can put patterns. See how amazing the result will look. And you know, this art is for everyone. So if your parents are not here, you can probably teach them. If your children are not here, you can teach them. Very, very simple, very beautiful. So if you want to really make intricate thing, it might take some time, but it's nice to take time and do this. You can mix up Zentangle with other forms of art as well. So suppose if you're doing some 3D art, or if you're doing some other art form, you can mix it. And children, be confident. Whatever you do, be confident. Don't be scared, don't be shy. Be confident in what you're doing, because your art is going to look beautiful. It's your unique art, and be proud of it. And in this particular artwork, even if you do a mistake, that will never pop up. Mistakes will never be shown, because it just gels with the whole drawing.
Thank you so much, Sharmin, for the absolutely amazing session. I had an amazing time, and I'm sure everyone else did. Your designs look absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for joining us for the great session.